Great. So all you guys are here. And of course, what to expect for this week market outlook. Should we expect the bottom or should we expect another more bloodbath coming in? As you know that China continue again with another tariff on US. Okay, 84% tariff, and of course US fighting back again with another 104%. How far can this thing go and when will the trade war will end? So another concern here as a crypto investor, or you guys have been holding a lot of altcoins. Have you guys been doing your de-risk or probably checking up on your portfolio, or probably not doing anything at the moment or being complacent? So this is a thing, very crucial time to actually take note of your portfolio. And of course, with this current market, which is quite uncertain at the moment, okay, so we are going to have another FOMC meeting later on at around 2 a.m. So let's see whether or not Jerome Powell can able to do something about it. Probably maybe to suggest an emergency rate cut. So emergency rate cut most likely might bring back the markets up for the immediate short term. But nonetheless, we're going to see here. Okay. So yeah, Bitcoin also went down. Okay. Went down about 5%. Okay. So Bitcoin also is not spared in the global financial market, right? You can see NASDAQ, S&P 500 is also down. So Bitcoin and together with the stock market continue to go down, right? We have Nikkei also down about 4%. Okay, other countries like South Korea, Australia, New Zealand also went down. The whole market is actually collapsing. Okay, so I believe this is what Trump wants. Okay, another point is that to devalue the dollar, the US dollar. Okay, so that's where it gets the Federal Reserve to actually, transitioning from quantitative tightening to QE, which is quantitative easing, which means most likely will be printing money to stimulate back the economy. How and how soon can we get this? We do not know. So later by 2 a.m., we'll wait and see how the FOMC or Jerome Powell will make their emergency announcement. Okay, so most likely maybe there could be a drastic change later on that is coming in. Okay, and then if you look here in the last 24 hours, totaling about 140,000 traders getting liquidated. So this is the thing about trading, right? I've already told you guys, if you're not professional, okay, if you're new into trading, best not to touch leverage. Okay, I've already mentioned. Okay, best if you can go for spot. Okay, spot, buy the underlying asset. Okay, because anything happens, you're still holding the real asset itself rather than leverage. Because if you go to leverage and if the trade goes south on you, that's where you're going to pay a price. Okay, so you're going to get liquidated. That's the thing. Okay, so all in all, we can see, I think most likely the worst most likely will come to an end somehow because nothing goes down on the straight line. Okay, so I believe most likely we will receive some relief rally. Okay, maybe in the next couple of hours or probably by 2 a.m. later. Maybe the Federal Reserve might announce something shocking. Okay, might boost back up the market. So you might want to pay attention later on. Okay, so if you have been over invested in the crypto market, especially with altcoins, if you have more than 5 or 10 altcoins, then maybe you might want to de-risk because most of the coins have already gone down about 90 to 95% and have also hit to a low of 2022 to 2023 level. Okay, so everything has been resetted, most of the alts. Okay, all right, so this is a thing that you have to really pay attention. And then moving on next. Okay, so what are the narrative that we are looking at during this current market downturn or the bearish sentiment? Which narrative is actually thriving during this turmoil? Okay, nonetheless, we're going to look at is real world asset, which is RWA. So RWA, as you know, that they are focusing more on tokenization. Okay, according to Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, mentioning that the RWA is the future. Okay, not only for crypto but as well as for stocks, real estate. Okay, everything will be tokenized. So if we look here at other alts, okay, altcoins that you can able to look at on the real world asset, okay, there are a few here. Okay, number one is Ondo. Later we can also look into the technical side. So as you know that Ondo, I think, have been heavily accumulated by BlackRock as well and heavily advertised by BlackRock for Ondo. So you can see Ondo also has been thriving, okay, in terms of their marketing, in terms of development. But unfortunately, the price doesn't align with what they're doing. And of course, with the current market downturn, okay, Ondo also suffered the same fate as well. So these are the coins that you can able to look at. Okay, maybe you might want to KIB for this type of tokens. These are with utility that you can able to probably hodl. Okay, that's for Ondo. And then next one is Parcel, right? So Parcel, as you know, that this is real world asset, which is real estate, focusing on trading, okay, speculating on real estate market, global market, which means you can able to short and long on the real estate market, which is under Solana platform, okay, parcel. So I believe this one we got the airdrop since last year, but not so fantastic. All right, so maybe you might want to consider. Then next, which is Mantra. So as you know, that Mantra also quite steady. Look at the current price right now from all-time high at $9, now hovering at $6 only. So it went down about 20%. Okay, still considered very solid compared to other alts. Okay, you see other alts have been down for like 90 or 70 to 80%, or most of them are 90%. So far, I only see Mantra has been maintaining very solid. Okay, very solid. So probably you might want to also consider. Okay, as you know that Mantra also, I gotten the airdrop. Okay, gotten the free airdrop as well. So yeah, you might want to consider as well for Mantra. And then what else? We have Origin Trail as well, Track. Okay, so these are the things, Clearpool, Cpool, okay, all focusing on RWE. So I believe RWA here, the narrative most likely will play out for this cycle as well. Once the market starts to stabilize or to bottom out, I think most likely most of these coins will continue to rally again, okay, because they have a strong backing for RWA. Then of course, moving on next, okay, we have these altcoins. Many altcoins are also in the oversold territory. Okay, but we can look at Solana as well. So Solana, I've mentioning to you guys that I've also converted my Solana to BDC. As soon as Solana trend line, upper trend line have been broken. Okay, I've already broke the upper trend line, and most likely to hit lower, probably $80. Okay, so we went down to a low of 96, 97. Okay, so yeah, I think most likely a lot of expecting that Solana might have a short-term relief rally or relief bounce that is coming in. So you might want to pay attention, right? If you are Solana maxi, or if you still believe in Solana, maybe this is a time you might want to accumulate. Okay, Solana at critical juncture at $100 level. Okay, very dangerous. Okay, especially at this $100 level support. Okay, because we already breached down. So far for now, it's just having a short-term relief rally. We are just hovering around 105, 106. Okay, so Solana dropped more than 20%. Okay, during the weekend. Okay, reflecting the panic and uncertainty dominating crypto markets. So yeah, this could all due to the fact of what Fund.Fund, all those retails, they are actually playing on unicorns. So mostly retail, once they given up, most likely they will be dumping everything. Okay, so yeah, you got to pay attention. Okay, so later on, we're going to look into the technical side as well for Solana. Okay, so I definitely don't subscribe to the idea that this is the bottom. Okay, but sizable bounces are highly likely. Probably a dead cat bounce or relief bounce. Okay, that's what you'll be getting during this week. So we're going to see later. Okay, I think most of the alts that have been oversold will most likely get a relief rally or relief bounce. Okay, so next, moving on to the on-chain analysis. Okay, so this guy 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘁, okay, mentioning what here? All right, so he mentioning, I think earlier last month also mentioning that the bull market is already over, it's already done, already peaked. And then again, he stressed again for this cycle, already the cycle, the bull market have most likely to end. Okay, there are many factors here that you are going to look at, right? So he's focusing more on the on-chain data. Okay, whenever BTC enters a blockchain wallet, considers buy. When it leaves, it's treated as a sell. Okay, and then you can see here when sell pressure is low, even a small buy can push the price. Okay, so if you look at MicroStrategy, right, which is a CEO from Michael Saylor, right, MicroStrategy took advantage of this by issuing convertible bonds and using the proceeds to buy BTC. And then what happened? The paper value of their holdings grew far more than the actual capital they deployed. So this is a danger here. So MicroStrategy is in danger now for doing this. So when Bitcoin goes down even more, most likely they'll get liquidated. And then when sell pressure is high, even large purchasers fail to move the price. And then, for example, when Bitcoin was trading near 100K, the market saw massive volume, but the price barely moved. You see that. Okay, there's so many factors that are actually supporting the peak of the bull run at the moment. Okay, so right now we are seeing the former capital is entering the market, but price aren't responding. That's the key there. Price does not resonate, okay, with the capital that's entering in the market. And then that's typical of bear market. So you can see already what's happening now. The conviction level is not there. Okay, the retails, the institutions are, are not really like supporting, or probably the price not responding, right? You can see. So to summarize this, right, when small capital drive price up, it's a bull market. And then when even large capital can't push price upward, it's a bear. So you gotta take note what's happening now. No matter how much of capital being poured into the market, still can't really push the price upward. The sentiment is there. You have to understand. Very sentiment. So current data clearly points to the latter. Sell pressure could ease anytime, but historically, real reversal take at least 6 months to a short-term rally. So, okay, so a lot of people mentioning that, it will continue to go up, it will continue to, let's think positive, and they are mostly bullish, biasly bullish. They don't know what's really happening. So my take here for this quarter, Q2, I would expect this Q2 to be bearish. But after Q2, probably proceeding to Q3, Q4, most likely market will continue to rally again. So overall, short-term bearish, okay, and then long-term bullish again for towards end of the year. So Q2, you have to really tahan. You have to really bite the bullet. Okay, you have no choice. Everyone here also probably underwater, or your portfolio is underwater. So you might want to really survive. The keynote here is what? Survive. Okay, how to survive? That's the thing. You got to look back at your portfolio and you got to check which outs that are actually down 80 to 90%, and then you need to de-risk. Okay, and then you need to probably save some dry powder. And then that's where you want to, enter those top quality coins. If you have been investing over more than 10 coins, that's where maybe you might want to stream down. Maybe one or two, or probably less than 5. So you cannot afford to go more than that anymore. You cannot afford to make that kind of mistake. You can see a lot of people, they entered 50 altcoins and they put about $10 to $50. So until now, they round trip. Okay, round trip the position. So a lesson learned there. So you have to be very cautious, very careful. Okay, Q2 expect to be bearish. Then Q3, Q4 transition from a short-term bear heading to a continuation with the bull market again. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys know, okay, what to expect, because if not means Q2 you expect to be overly bullish again, okay, and then things doesn't work out, okay, and then you get disappointed. So these are the expectation to look at now. Then next, you're going to see here what's happening now. Okay, so when to buy and how to buy during this market uncertainty. Okay, it's a very good post by Crypto Amsterdam. Okay, so this kind of period where people are being fearful in the market. When there's fear in the market, that's where you want to take advantage. But how? When to buy the dip? Because a lot of people, when they buy the dip keeps dipping, or they're catching a falling line. So he mentioned about 3 criteria here: buying high versus buying low, and then survive and prepare, right? The market, my plan, and triggers. So if you look here, in terms of buying high versus buying low, okay, we take example for this chart here. So most of the retails, when they go in, they only enter when they only buy when there's green, or when there's euphoria, when there's green in the market. They only buy when it's already at the top. After months of green, when prices are too high, when only good vibes are happening. When people feel good, then only they buy, you see. So you got to avoid this mistake. So if you are one of them in this category, then you might want to change, right? So no more making this kind of mistake. And then we move on to the right side. Okay, this is where people don't feel like buying. Okay, people don't want to buy. Why? It's because of what? Price down, market uncertainty. Okay, when prices are low. Okay, when vibes are bad, that's where you want to really take advantage. How? Is where the market moves like this. Consolidation after a dump, market will give you this opportunity to accumulate. It will be ranging. It won't be a V-shaped recovery. Okay, until the Fed announced QE, quantitative easing, then maybe you might see a V-shaped recovery like COVID. But as for now, we're not going to expect a V-shape. So might most likely dump, consolidation. Now this is a consolidation you want to enter. Okay, so why is because of the risk to reward, right? After recognizing the accumulation period and buying from these lows, the lower lows and the trend shifts to equal higher and low. Form offense at or around the key level, right? So yeah, these are the things. Once you see a confirmation or a consolidation period where the market is choppy, there is support and resistance confirmation. then only you can be able to accumulate. That is a time that we enter during 2023, right? I'll ask you guys to enter, okay? When it's boring, when it's consolidating, like chain link example, say sideways for 1-2 years and then suddenly break. So these are the spot that you need to find out, the area or the technical side that you need to find out, right? So there's so many things, okay? So yeah, this is the one, and then you got there are a lot because I'm not going to go through all this, but this is a very good example. Okay, I'm just going to share inside that chat box so you can be able to look through later. Okay, so buying high versus buying low. Okay, and then survive and prepare. All right, and then your strategy or whichever it is. Okay, okay. Now moving on next. We're going to move on to airdrop. So who is here still active doing airdrop? So this is the time you want to pay attention. So eclipse. Okay, so snapshot most likely this week. Okay, and then TGE most likely a month after that. So you've been transacting on eclipse. Okay, in terms of tap the bull, swapping, providing liquidity. Okay, so most likely snapshot will be taken this week. And if you're planning to do now, it's already too late. Okay, this week can be today, can be yesterday, right? So we don't know. So best is to just set and forget it. It is already done. Or consider this done, and just wait for the checker. Okay, after the snapshot. So where's Scott and SPL? Are you still doing or not? Right. So yeah, I think it's already done, and I don't have any high expectation on this because this is more towards the liquidity game. This is a game of whales. So if you can able to provide big funds to provide liquidity, then of course you are getting more. But again, if you're going to come in like $100, $10 to provide liquidity and to tap the bull, I don't think we are going to earn much from here. Okay, so lower down your expectations for Eclipse. I'm not going to have any high expectations here. Like Scott, I'm not sure how you're going to do. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think a lot of things that have been calculating now for the points as well for Eclipse. And then moving on next. Okay, we have this 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 airdrop. So you can able to check your allocation. Okay, so if you've been doing this airdrop, you might want to check. Okay, token.gamble.io. So I'm not sure whether this is worthwhile or not. I think this is pretty much another dust airdrop maybe. So another game fine. Next, okay, coming in from My Network. So My Network, okay, also you can check. So if you've been doing this airdrop, you might want to check. Okay, so eligible users fall into 5 categories. Okay, your Citizen Z, Passport NFT, or Mainnet VFHE Delegator. Okay, and then there's so many here, or 5 criteria. It's under the BSC and Mindchain. Okay, so yeah, a lot of drops lately for this week. And then next, we're going to see Babylon. Okay, so Babylon checker is also live, so you can be able to check your allocation. So I believe this is also testnet. We have a 90 million funding, not mistaken. Okay, 90 million funding. And of course, this is more towards the BDC side. Okay, so you can check, paste your Babylon address, which is the Unisat wallet, which is a Bitcoin address actually. Okay, so yeah, there are so many things. Okay, the stakers to qualify NFT holders. Okay, so a lot of opportunity. And then next, where is Scott? Now, so SPL. So have you registered or not for your Hyperlane airdrop? So you have another like how many more days left? Today is already 9, so we have until Monday, right? So like about 5 more days left. And then where is Nolela? So Nolela, I think I did with you Hyperlane as well last year. So you might want to check your Hyperlane wallet, whether you qualify. So I think you've been away for quite some time, so you want to check here. All right, check. And then you're going to register your wallet. If you don't register your wallet, most likely your airdrop will be burned. Okay, so they give you until 14th of April. Okay, and then claim is somewhere around 20th to 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so they are currently the date has not been confirmed yet, but according to the Discord, they're mentioning about what 20th, some say 22nd. So yeah, I just want to make sure that you qualify for this airdrop. Right? And then where is Squad? Okay, so yeah, this person Scott here. Okay, let me share this screen. All right, so yeah, this Scott, he actually created 22 wallets. Okay, so 22 wallets, and then he got about 23,000 hyperlink. Can you imagine that? Okay, for 1 year, working for 1 year. All right. Okay, crazy guy. I only did for 4 wallets. Okay, also 5 figure, but not so crazy as him. Okay, so this is the result. When I do personal coaching, okay, when I tell you to do A and or B, you follow. Do once a week, you follow. So this is the result. Okay, so for those of you who are into airdrop, okay, so this is the thing. Consistency pays everything. Okay, it's not about volume, it's all about consistency. Okay, transact once a week. Okay, and then I do also have a weekend assessment on Zoom, alternate weekend, like Saturday or Sunday, to actually keep track on your progress. Okay, what need to touch up. So yeah, congratulations once again to Scott. And for those of you who wants to start your airdrop journey or who wants to be like Scott, then maybe you can always DM me or you can even message me on WhatsApp, okay, and see how we can able to work things out for you. All right, because if you look at hyperlink, one hyperlink estimated about $1 to $1.5. So easily about 30,000, 20 to 30,000 US in 1 whole year of effort. Okay, so that's about how much here? Bring it about almost 6 figure, isn't it? Okay, 1.5, yeah, 135,000, 6 figure easily. Okay, so this is the result. Okay, so if you put in the work and if you transact consistently once a week, that's my strategy as always. This is the result. So it finally pays. Okay, so people like Xiong or Jim, maybe if you are interested, then yeah, you might want to start off your airdrop journey like Scott, right? Because anything is possible. It's whether you want or you don't want. Okay, so yeah, it's a living testimony, living proof that it can be done. Okay, but not so crazy as 22 wallets, right? Because I only like focus on 4 or maybe max 6 wallets you can do. Okay, so yeah, so this is it, and then I'm gonna move on next. Okay, share screen. So you have anything else to say, Scott, or any tips or anything that you want to put in the chat box? So feel free to put in the chat box. So let me share my screen first. Okay, so you can put in the chat box if you want. Okay, so this hyperlink. Okay, follow Sifu. So everything is all try and error. Everything is experience. So I started my journey since 2023, end of 2023. Okay, and yeah, so whatever that you do, you want to make sure you have a plan, you have a schedule. So once you have a plan and a schedule, and you work on it, and that's the result. Okay, so yeah, I believe persistence pays off. Okay, patient and of course don't have any high expectation. Just continue to transact until it's official. That is my quota here. That is my code for airdrop. Okay, and then next. Okay, and then this one is coming in from a new project. So maybe you might want to do now. Now, for those of you who have missed out on Hyperlane and others, this is a time maybe you might want to start doing. So what is 3DOS network? This is under by 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. I think 𝗧𝗶𝗺 have airdrop a lot of potential projects like Walrus, Deepbook. Okay, they have a drop. They are actually quite underrated if you look at the ecosystem. And right now they have introduced this 3DOS. It's actually a Depin. Okay, it's building a more sufficient, accessible, and globally distributed system for on-demand physical goods production. Okay, so you might want to do this is something similar like Grass and NotePay. Very passive. Okay, set one time and then just let it run. Download extension, go to dashboard and generate your API key. Then open the extension, log in, and apply the key. That's all only. Okay, this is the simple thing that you can do. So if you go here, okay, so maybe Aspion, Monela, and then Scott also can do. Here. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so you can able to do, you can, once you register, you need to download the extension. This is the extension here. Okay, you download on your Chrome browser. Okay, then let it run like NotePay, right? Okay, like this. Okay, 3DOS. Okay, then it's accumulating your points here. That's all. And then you want to Follow them on Twitter to get extra points. And then we have Telegram, Discord. Yeah, these three. Okay, so you want to do this 68265 So yeah, I started yesterday only. So this is a new project, and then you want to look into the crypto rank as well. Okay, to rank. All right, so you're going to see here 3 DOS. Okay, 3 DOS. Okay, 1.05 million. Another one you want to look at is, you want to compare is grass. Where is grass? Okay, grass. 4 million, I think. You see here, comparison, 4.5 versus 1.05. So why I decided to do this, even though it's 1.05 million? Because this is not a active airdrop, this is only passive. So you got nothing to lose there because you only set and forget. Okay, if you were to compare grass, they only have 4.5 million, but the airdrop on the first season is quite huge. Okay, it's quite huge. And then if you look at 3 DOS, even though we have 1.05 million, okay, but it's backed by Sui Network, which is also very underrated. And then of course, probably the rewards could be huge as well, could be the next walrus. So you might want to start doing, okay, for 3 DOS. Okay, all right, I think still early. 2nd April only confirmed. Within this week only. Okay, so SPL, Nonella, and then Scott might want to, start applying it and then let it run passively. Then like Jim and Xiao, if you want, you can continue as well. It is quite passive. Okay, so yeah, this is the research, and I believe this could also pay off for 3 DOS. Could be the next grass as well for Undersui. Okay, so this is the tutorial, and then might want to try to run it as soon as possible. Okay, and then next we're gonna go into coin market cap. So where are we now? Okay, so 2.46 trillion, BTC at 77.4, Ethereum 1.4, the Ripple 1.8 is below already $2. So 24 hours, we have hyper liquid is up about 6%. Now it's up 12.74. All right, we have Form 4.4, Pancake Swap 3.9. So most of it not really that much of a movement. Then any losers for today? A lot of losers here. ABNM, we have near protocol, down about 27%. EOS 16, Celestia down 4%. Polkadot also, Coin 17%, Cardano 16%, a lot. Even Sonic, one of the latest hype also, 19% down. So one of the coins are actually down a lot, and most likely will receive a relief rally, short-term rally, probably by later. So yeah, and then look at Sui, one below $2. Maybe you might want to scoop up some discounts here, right? With the announcement after 2 a.m. and see if we can get any clear confirmation. Then you might want to enter again. So yeah, and then moving on next to technical side. So technical side, we're going to see here, dominance still up 63.41. So I'm not surprised if you continue to rally all the way to 71%. Okay, all right, because all eyes on BDC now, not on alts. Okay, so weekly now is still trending towards the upside, momentum, pullback, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs again. So again, it's quite concerning if you are altcoin holder. Okay, alts are still bleeding. Look at the daily now, still creating momentum buy. Short term maybe might bring back the setup here at 62.83. Look at H4. H4 also is still BB squeeze. Probably daily there could be a sell to buy solution. So maybe there could be a short-term sell. We test here and then continue up again for the dominance. We look at Ethereum against Bitcoin. Again, we look here, it's still downtrend. Wow, massive for all the way down. And this is the critical support, right? 0.01916. Okay. Then look on to weekly now. So weekly we can see, okay, downtrend all the way, no sign of reversal yet for weekly. And then on daily, okay, so daily we can see momentum sell, right? A reversal maybe might happen now. Most likely, maybe it could be a short-term bottoming out here. Okay, because it's still downtrend on Ethereum. Ethereum is still weakening. Okay, so now if we look on next to BTC chart, where is BTC hitting curve? So overall, it's still downtrend. And then if we look here, price on monthly still up. Why? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Maybe it might continue to recreate something like this. Price pump, dump, consolidation, and then we maybe might see another rally again. for Q3, Q4. Okay, Q3, Q4, maybe there's a high chance of another break of a new all-time high. Okay, that could be one scenario. It might play out something similar like this. So could we see the bottom maybe to retest back here, 71.5, or the middle band here, 65.4? Okay, because it's still trending down and there's no reversal yet on monthly. Look at weekly. So weekly again is still retesting at the lower BB. There could be a high chance again to retest here. Okay, this level 71.5. Okay, or else maybe we might bottom here and then continue to retest again at these highs at 86.5. Or we could consolidate again for this whole month, leading up to May as well. Look at daily. Daily also we can see momentum sell, right? Momentum sell, so probably pull back maybe to retest back here again. 81.7 at least. So give you a short-term relief rally to retest here, and then maybe it might plunge down again at 71.4. That could be the scenario. Unless it will continue to break higher, close above the band here at 83.2. H4, we can see most likely to be bottom out from here. It's creating a double bottom. We can see here, but again, very crucial is the rejection at the sell zone and then the middle band. It's still trying to break. Again, you can see, but it's rejecting. Again, it's still rejecting. So very concerning there on H4. And then leading up to daily. Then on the Ethereum side, again, you can see it is already down. All the way down. M pattern form, double top, heading down. This will be the critical support at 1.1K, 1.1. Okay, so far now we're at 1491. So far, I think most likely to be ranging around here. I think most likely to be bottom out from here. Probably even one more last drop also maybe at here. Here or this level. Here, 1K could drop at that level. So for now, most likely some short-term relief rally. Then maybe to continue to rally again, at least to retest here at 1.9. Okay. So daily, what's happening now? Momentum sell, pullback, probably to retest back on the sell zone at 1673. That's just short-term only for daily, short-term relief rally. Okay. So yeah, overall trend is down. Okay, we have not seen any bottom signal yet, so you're going to be very patient for this type of tokens. So any question, feel free to put in the chat box. Okay, feel free to put in the chat box. Okay, altcoin recommendation or airdrop or whichever. Okay, you look at Mantra, you can see how solid is Mantra. Look at monthly. The only altcoin that I can see now is only this coin that can able to withstand this volatility and uncertainty. So it went down to a low of 5.7 and it's about 37% back. And then as of now, it's what? 30%, 31. So far, very steady. RWA narrative as well. So this is like quite extraordinary for this altcoin to maintain at this level. So you have the middle band still maintaining uptrend. Monthly is still up, no doubt. Weekly also still uptrend. Okay. And then we look on to daily time frame, also you can see momentum sell pullback. Now, the only concern here is the middle band now. So it needs to break above 6.33. Closing above, maintaining above, and then to challenge the top will be here. Okay, at 6.78. Okay, so that is my take here for Mantra. I think Mantra most likely to consolidate, or else you might see another breakdown again. Okay, and then let's look at what's happening now with Solana. So Sol, as you know, that is quite bearish. Upper trend line broke past the middle band. Then we have what else? This is the current support level, 101 or 102. So it went to a low of how much here? 95.31 was the low. Estimation was about $80. Okay, estimation about $80 here. So yeah, maybe price could bottom from this level here for Solana. Okay, from all-time high is how much here? It really went up to 293 to here. 67% only. Pullback. Look at weekly now. So weekly momentum sell, pullback, re-entry sell, breaking down. So probably this week, maybe it might consolidate, okay, around this range. Okay, so let's see whether Solana can maintain. If not, it might break lower to $80. As of now, relief ready. Short term, maybe to pull back at 115. Okay, and then we'll see how whether can it able to continue up or not. Okay, so that's my take here. So you can see now the market are actually rallying short term. Okay, Ethereum now is trying to break up. And then what else? We have 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀 as well. You can see similar pattern like the others. Maybe it might bottom out from here. Continue to challenge the middle band, break above the top BB here at 2.15. That is for H4. So overall, we can see already pump, dump, consolidation. So maybe this could be the support zone. This is like 1.9, 1.9. Okay, 1.9. And then weekly also is down, head and shoulder pattern. So probably consolidation will be here. Okay, this is the range here. Okay, for 𝗧𝗶 network. So far, overall, 𝗧𝗶 is up about 5.3. Okay? 67% discount so far. Right? So that's all I have for tonight.